It's weird that I couldn't hear it.
Oh, we didn't pick who was going today. I think it was
it's
you.
me this week.
It was
It
you.
is me
I
this
think.
week.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hello and welcome back to TokyoFreshPodcast. I'm your host Jordan. It's me this week, and I'm here with David.
Hi.
Hello, David.
In sunny Tokyo, where you'll fucking die if you go outside because it's 45 degrees. I think actually.
It's the greatest weather. It's pretty. It's. Do you know what? It's actually it's not terrible. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be over the past few days. I'm not on fire. I'm not permanently cooking every time I leave my house, which isn't awful. Shit, I'm having a good time. Do you know what it is as well? It's because we've had, for those who don't live in Tokyo, for those who don't understand what's going on right now, we've had nothing but storms for the past week. Scary storms. Every single day you leave your house and you're like, oh, why is it now 6 o'clock at night in the winter time? Fucking terrifying shit. Has your house done the same thing this week where she's getting
it's
pitch
not
black out of
it's
nowhere?
not rained here at all. So I think it's
What?
been only the northwest of Tokyo has been like that. It hasn't rained
Seriously?
in my house at all. No.
Let me oh my
And that's
God.
not
Okay, let
that
me
far away.
explain how
You're an hour away by train. Like that's
No,
not...
exactly. Fuck, dude. Seriously.
Yeah.
I think let me explain how absolutely crazy Jordan lived from a Titanic submarine. Indeed, always. Always. But yeah, let me explain how actually insane it was. Basically, we had how do I explain this? You can see how my room is right now. Like it's super light. I've got a window in front of me, window to the side of me. It's super bright all day until a certain time. It's midday. Out of nowhere, my room starts getting really dark to the extent where I'm like, I might have to turn my light on. It's getting that dark.
It becomes nighttime.
It was like nighttime out of nowhere, and I'm like, this isn't normal. I should probably check this out. And I go over to look, and I'm like, oh, yeah, there's a massive storm coming in. It's like I'm getting storm warnings and stuff, being like, hey, yeah, don't leave your house. It's gonna get fucking crazy. But yeah, it was pretty intense, honestly.
I mean, to people who are watching, typically we don't do remote ones. We've done remote podcasts this time and the previous time, but that is based solely on the temperature. Like it is too fucking hot to go outside. Like I'll pull up my phone because I have it here. You can see it's reversed.
Fuck off. It's so
46 Celsius. For all you Americans, that's 100 and like 110 or 112 or something. Maybe even hotter than that. I'm not sure what the conversion rate is. I have a phone, I got the Library of Alexandria in my fucking hands. I could just look that up. C to F. How hot is that? Just 46. 114. It was higher than I thought at 112.
Dude, 114.
So yeah, it's fucking hot. Yeah, feels
even
like
with
46. Well, that's because
it does feel like 46. I think even with
even without it's
even
it's still 36.
No way is it actually 46. Yeah, it just feels like it does. But it feels like it's 46 because that's what it actually feels like. It's horrible.
I mean, it's
oh yes,
it's still hot. It's still 36.
36. But yeah, pretty good. How's your week been, my guy? You dying?
Yeah, I was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday because I was going to work and that was taking me like an hour and a half to get to campus.
Oh Jesus! Oh jeez, an hour and a half.
Yeah. So, man, I got some shit to talk.
Spill the tea.
Not about my company, but I do have shit to talk. So I went to maybe I won't say exactly where. But don't talk yourself. It's far enough away from my house that it's not gonna matter. But I went to there's a university campus. I mean, I can just say it's Toyne. So I went there to go teach lessons for the start of this week. Beautiful campus. It's amazing. It's built into the side of a Japanese mountain, but they didn't just cut down all the fucking trees and shit. So it's actually within a wooded area. It looks really nice.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, so there was some issues with the program that we ran, and it just reiterated to me how language learners and people who learn a language and then get in positions where they have to teach a language always, not always, but I would say a majority of the time, have this weird elitist beef with other people, and I don't understand why they have this attitude. So I'll give you the example, right?
Yeah, elitist beef. Yeah, what do you mean?
So the people that I was working with, they're part of like the university. So this is like one of those, you know how Japan does like an all-in-one type of school where it's got junior, senior, and university all in one.
Yes.
You just
Yes.
work your way
Yes.
up all
Yes.
the way
Yes.
through
Yes. Yes.
university.
Those
Same
are
thing here.
crazy. Yeah.
So the guy that is running this thing that we're teaching at, not the guy that's running it, but he's like we're teaching junior high school students, and he's their like regular teacher, right? So he's their Japanese regular English teacher, the Japanese teacher who's teaching them English. And we're working with people from the university. And they asked them to, hey, like, can you run this program? And they said, yeah, okay, cool. And this is like a month out or whatever. And they're like, okay, can you plan, the teacher's like, can you plan A, B, and C for these students as like a 3-day course or whatever? I'm like, fine, cool. Easy. They put all this thing together. And it's like, after I looked at it, I'm like, it's way too fucking easy. But if that's what the teacher requested, I'm just, we're just going to put it together.
Yeah, sure.
Turns out when we actually got there, it probably wasn't too easy. It was just kind of boring. But again, these people aren't the people who are teaching junior high. I don't know what experience they have with teaching junior high. So like, it's like asking me to go teach kindergarten if I've only ever been a high school teacher. Like I'm a teacher.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Exactly. Yeah.
So they were like, okay, cool. So they make the thing, and they're like a month out, right? Like it's not even at this point. They have time. They're just like, okay, it's done. They show it to the guy. He says, yeah, it's great, cool, awesome. Like it looks awesome, great. So he's okayed it. He's like, yep, looks great. And they're like, cool, awesome. Day comes around. They teach day 1, and then parents start calling, and they're like, why is my kid going to this? This is way too easy. This is blah, 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 right? So he gets back to them being like, what are you doing? This is too easy. Like, what do you think they're like toddlers? Like, oh, and you also made like a spelling mistake here. And
wow.
And they're just like, you checked it a month ago and said it was fine. And
this was your bad.
Yeah, and then now you're coming back to us like giving us shit that we don't know what we're doing. It's like, bro, you okayed it. So like, if you had problems, one, like as a person who is completely outside of, outside of like the situation, like I never saw any of these people. I didn't deal with it, right? Yeah. My question is like,
the levels, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, my question is like, as the junior high school teacher, why the fuck are you not designing it?
No, exactly. Yeah, 100%. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You would know your kids' levels better than I do. I don't know what their level of English is. I don't know what's too easy for them. You've told me do this thing, and I'm like, cool. This is. I guess their class is a bit stupid. Guess a little bit slow. This is their level. Cool.
Jordan's mic sounds like he's calling from a bunker. Do you have? Do you have the correct microphone selected in Discord?
Let's check. I think I do. I checked before. Hold on.
To me, it sounds okay. It doesn't sound super bad, but maybe it's just the quality of my audio or something. I don't know.
Hold on. I don't know how to check because I don't ever use this.
The submarine comment wasn't a joke. Okay. Let me see. Oops, we probably went invisible there.
No, I'm using my mic. I'm connected to the USB mic.
Yeah, it should be in your voice and video settings, your input device as the whatever the USB is.
Yep, USB mic. Yep.
Don't know.
I don't know. That's weird. I don't know.
Let me see if I have like filters or anything on here. I don't have any audio filters on the incoming audio. So
that's really weird.
I don't know why that would be the case, but to me you sound fine.
I'm gonna listen back to my own voice now to see because I'm confused.
That's fine. Anyway, you got like a fan on or something? I don't hear a fan at all.
No, that's weird.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. We'll continue. It sounds fine. As long as the recording at the end is fine and I can deal with all the sound on the back end.
Yeah. I have like a thing recording set up, so it should be fine.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So
I heard that anyway. There we
like
go.
to me, it just didn't. It just didn't make sense, right? Because like this guy is a second language learner of English, telling people who are native speakers that like, you know, you did this wrong or you did this. Like it's very goofy to me. Like the biggest complaint was like you made a spelling error, and it's like, dude, I literally don't care, because like those
Yeah.
kids are, that is far and beyond like not relevant to like they need to learn grammar. A spelling mistake isn't gonna matter realistically in the long run. So
What was this teacher Japanese? Was this teacher like an
no,
international
Japanese,
person for it?
of
Oh, that makes
course.
sense. Yes, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
but
Fucking
like
sick. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
but like it always bothers me. Like I would never deign to tell a Japanese person what is correct or incorrect about Japanese, because I don't know shit. Like
Mm,
I
mm,
understand where my
mm,
level is, and even if I was close to fluent or more fluent than I am, for sure, to
mm.
be like, oh well, this is, you did X, Y, and Z wrong, because what the fuck do I know? Like I my study of the language is so compact, because I've spent 26 years not speaking it as all the way up to adulthood, or like
No,
it's
exactly.
been
Yeah.
your language for your entire lifetime. And I assume if you're a teacher, you're probably like 40 or something, right? Like I'm almost 40, so it just, to me, it's just like, I don't, your priorities are really fucked, and that's really weird. And to give people
When it
shit like that is like, where would like
kind of ridiculous.
like where do you get the audacity? Like if it's your program and you didn't bother
Mm,
to fucking check well enough, that one, you checked it, so like by your own admission, you should have probably caught the spelling mistake
yeah.
if nothing changed.
There's a very funny thing where, especially in like elementary school or whatever, you have, I think very similarly, you have like the main teacher, and that's their job. Your job is to teach. And then you
Mm,
have like, so junior high school as well. You have the main teacher, then you have like whatever AOT helper teacher is also in the school.
right.
And depending on the relationship between the teachers, there's like a weird power balance between like who is going to be designing most of these lessons, who is going to be sort of guiding the kids
Right.
through most of these lessons. But when it comes down to it, the burden always falls upon the Japanese teacher because this is their actual job. Like
Right.
as an assistant teacher, you're just there to assist. Sure, there might be situations where it's like turns out this guy's like super teacher from the planet of teachers and he's come to Japan to like be the greatest teacher in the BOE.
Yeah.
Cool. Perfectly
Fine.
okay. But if that teacher is hungover one day and makes a mistake, you can't then turn around and go, well, actually,
Right.
my bad.
Like
You know what I
the
mean?
buck should
Stuff like
stop
that.
with you at some point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah.
there are like games I would like create games and stuff and I'd create like lesson plans for students and I'd be handing them out. And there's one time in junior high school when I hate teaching junior high school, but I was teaching something in junior high school
Yeah.
and like I go to one of my teachers, I'm like, hey, I've just finished this thing you told me to do. Here you go, give it a little look through. And looking through it and they're like, oh, Jordan, this is a spelling mistake. And I go, oh, yeah, is there? Let me see. Let me have a little look at that. And I'm looking at this so-called spelling mistake, and I was like, oh, it's because I've spelled color with a U. I'm like, no, this isn't a spelling mistake. I just accidentally wrote it in British English when you guys using American English. And she's like, no, no, spelling mistake. And I'm like, do we want to go down this road of talking about spelling mistakes, or do we perhaps want to go, understandable, you're British, let's use American spelling going forward. And I'll go, that's fine, cool, whatever, dude. No. She wanted to go, no, it's a spelling mistake. Spelling mistake, fuck you, spelling mistake. I was like, gang, this is what we're on? Because the initial worksheet given to me was from her. Do you know how many spelling mistakes I corrected from this worksheet, dude?
Oh, there's
A
probably
shit
like
ton.
a lot. There's probably a
Of
lot.
course. And I
And
wouldn't stand, she's
grammar
the
and
English
all this
teacher.
other stuff,
And
right? Yeah.
bro, and grammar, yeah. But I'm not gonna stand there and go, sensei, spelling mistake, this grammar is wrong, because that's my job to correct those things, you
Right.
know? So if I come to you and I go,
It's the
yeah,
audacity and the like the belittling, especially to someone whose
hell
grasp
yeah,
of the language is like infinitely better than yours. It's like,
crazy,
why
crazy,
would you do? Because like
brazen.
now I have to imagine, like, if I was a
Mm,
teacher in that position, any
mm.
fucking thing I get from that guy is under the utmost fucking scrutiny. If he's like,
Oh yeah.
if he like, ad- I is not dotted, I'm fucking sending an email to that guy and being like, "Oh, you didn't dot your I in the third sentence on page 4. Fuck you." Like, just to be petty.
Bro.
Because, like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
you want to be petty, I'll out petty you.
We'll be petty. I'm gonna be hitting up the Board of Education on a weekly basis. Dear Mr. Board of Education, your sensei, fucking Yamaguchi sensei from area T7 or whatever, wrote a script and he said, my favorite thing to do is that's wrong, and here are the reasons it's wrong. I'm gonna start this guy down for no reason, you know, because if you create like a really weird, unhealthy like balance between yourself and like the people you've hired to help you, you're not gonna get any help. You know,
Right, yeah.
People
Like,
just stop helping you.
at that, yeah, I don't get the. To me, it was really weird because I'm like, I don't understand the antagonism, because now with these people who are supposed to be like on your team and like trying to help you, they're just all like, well, fuck this guy, like I don't care now. And then guess who's gonna get the calls from the parents at the end of the day? It's you. They work for the university. Like they're not even in the junior high, so they don't deal with your kids. They don't give a fuck. They're over there teaching university students, right? So they don't give a shit. It's just really, it's really weird. Like, okay, dude.
Yeah, sure, whatever, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so fucked, dude. That's so funny. Nothing's more entertaining to me than like when you have like weird schools that have these weird like setups where it's like elementary to university or whatever, and you've hired someone or asked someone from like a higher level to help you guys out, and it's like, yeah, I'll help you guys out. But then when you turn and you bite the hand that's helping you out, then what? You get this weird situation where they're like, bro, I don't care. Like I'm just gonna go back to my university class 3, dude. I don't give a shit about your weird like
Right,
junior high school
exactly.
nonsense. It's
Because
like,
then now
fuck
it's
you,
like, okay, I'm getting paid to show up. I'll show up, I'll do my shit, and then I'll fuck off and like not have a single word exchange with you, because at the end of the day, they like the second that class ends, they are now your problem. Because because none of this repercussion is coming back to me unless I'm doing like weird shit like diddling children, but like that's not gonna happen in a fucking classroom. Like that would be absolutely fucking insane. So like outside of something extremely heinous, I literally don't care.
Fuck, dude. I'll never fully understand it. Why certain like English teachers in Japan have a weird animosity towards the AOT they've hired in to like help them out. Like I'll never get it.
Like
I'll never get it. It's really sad, honestly. Because like I think I've mostly had really good AOT, like really good teachers. Like people are really cool with like letting me do whatever I want or like giving me enough rope to like, you know, do whatever I need to do basically. But occasionally you just have the absolute fucking weirdos. Gavin.
I mean, Julio, yeah, that's it's true. It might be, but I don't want to do research or teach that kind of class. But yeah.
I mean, yeah. That's. Oh, I just saw
the thing that the thing that Julio was talking about is something completely irrelevant, but to the conversation we're having. But yeah, it seems that way. Like I don't know how many classes he actually taught at that university, but no, I guess
it wasn't many.
Well, the person he's referencing is Thomas Lockley, who just got fired from Nihon University for all the Yasuke controversy.
Fuck, that's right. Yeah. Wasn't he making shit up and putting it in books or something like that?
Yeah. So, like, if you spend any time in the Discord in the video games channel, like I've got like a whole fucking huge conversation where I talk about it, and it's become like I guess we're talking about this now. It's become a big deal.
Yeah.
For 2 reasons, and I'm gonna split this into 2 main reasons, but I think there's actually 3 reasons why people are annoyed by this. There's one, just straight up, people are racist. Like, Yasuke is black, ergo I don't like him. Psst, done. Like, that, I don't need to go any more
cut and dry
explanation about that part. 2, it's people where they're like, oh, you said one thing, but that's not true. You know, like, so Thomas Lockley wrote books about Yasuke, and Ubisoft, who's making the new Assassin's Creed game that takes place in Japan, whether indirectly or directly, have taken things that he said in his book as factual. Now, at the time, probably was fine, because at the time, it was assumed that the stuff that was in that book was factual and accurate. Now, it's come out that like maybe that's not the case. I would actually, after having read a decent majority of that book, I would say nothing in that book should be taken at face value, because there's some shit that said, like, I've put quotes in the Discord about shit that's said in
Some
that
are
book,
really good,
where
yeah.
I'm just like, how could you verify this? Like, there's no fucking way you could know that. Especially if there's no like written records. Like you've literally had to make this shit up. But because he was, he's a professor at the university, he's published multiple books, he's like teaching classes on it, you would assume that he's like a reputable source, but like very clearly those books are not a historical account in any way. So insofar as like outside of what the Jesuits wrote about Yasuke, because they actually kept record, and whatever Nobunaga kept record, because like there's like I forget, what are the big ass folding screens called in Japanese? I don't remember what they're called. Like the room divider screens.
Like the prints?
Yeah. But there's like a print of like he's literally on the thing. Like everyone else looks like they're like white, because you only have so many colors to work with back then. But like he's the only person with black skin, so like 100% it has to be him. There's no other debate about who that is, unless someone's like, ah shit, I ran out of white paint. I guess this guy's black now. Like
I guess this guy's black then. Fuck.
Like, I don't know, you painted that guy last or something, I don't know. Right, so like he's there, he's seen in history, he's a dude, but like the reality is like we don't know what the actual story is. So there's those people. And then I think I sit in the third camp of like, don't make up shit about history when it's not backed by any kind of evidence and then presented as factual information.
Agreed.
Like,
agreed.
That doesn't help anyone, right?
I was reading like little extracts from his books, and it reads like Neo 2 fan fiction. Like
it's so weird.
It's insane. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
And then
so
like
silly.
The way the chapters are broken up, there's just like sections of the chapters that like have like, it's supposed to be like the title of the book is like Yasuke, African Samurai, the real history about the Japan's. But then there's like sections talking about like, in Nagasaki in the 1500s, they imported like fucking bread from the Portuguese, and that's where you get fucking, what is the small Portuguese cakes? What the fuck are they called? They're like specifically
small Portuguese cakes.
Yeah, you cook them like you cook them like why can't I remember what it is? What the fuck are those? Like, there's like a specific type of cake you can get in Japan.
Oh, the egg custard tarts.
Yes, those stuff. Like it'll just have like a section that just talks about egg tarts, and it's like, the fuck does that have to do about Yasuke? Like absolutely nothing. So
had to bulk up his book to get to the word limit. Simple as that.
And then there's like stuff in the thing. It's like about like homosexuality in Japan, and it's like, this has nothing to do with Yasuke. Like, if you want to write about it, fine. If that was like the focus of your book, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But the title of the book is Yasuke, African Samurai, and you're talking about like Ran Marumori and his like relationship to Oda Nobunaga, and it's like, this has nothing to do with Yasuke, like 0%. So why is this in the book?
Maybe it's better I don't read this book. This book sounds fucked up. This book is fucking stupid. And
there's like, out of the thing that I read, it like logically, like the organization made absolutely no fucking sense. It'd be like chapter 14 and then just start talking about random shit. And I'm like, is this book presented chronologically? Is it presented as like a sections per topic per chapter about like a specific thing? Like it literally seemed random. And I'm like, the fact that this got passed through a university and someone looked at this and went, yeah, that seems good, boggles my mind.
Good enough.
Because as a person who has a BA in history, right, who's done history, who's written many papers about history, specifically about Japan, if I handed this book to my professor, he would have eviscerated my asshole so fucking bad.
It wrecked me, dude. It's so bad.
It would not pass under any kind of scrutiny for any of the professors I had.
Oh, fuck's sake. It was really bad in this book as well. From what I've seen from like the experts and the excerpts and the chapters
Mm,
and stuff, like not only does it read like a weird sort of like unorganized fever dream,
mm-hmm.
not only are like the chapters like kind of weird, kind of weirdly sort of cut up to the extent
Mm-hmm.
where, as you were saying before, it's like the chapters that talks about like egg tarts and stuff like that. I think the worst part of it is that when they're talking about like the main part of this book, this whole
Right.
black samurai coming to Japan, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
like those parts of the book leave so much to be desired, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's not enough information about this guy ready to write a book about him, clearly. Like,
Right.
there's not enough.
No,
So
no,
this could have been like, no.
definitely not. Like the information that is there is just not.
Mm,
It is not enough. I'm gonna look here like for a specific quote because like
yeah.
there was something I had like linked where I was like, what does this have to do with Yasuke?
Mm.
It's like the most like tangentially related thing. I'm just seeing if I can even find it anymore because like it was so far back here. But like, yeah, I'd have to look more here. But there's stuff that like I read is like, what does this have to do with
Yasuke.
Yasuke like at
Or
all?
anything.
But it was like weird things, right? To where they would talk up, they would talk about something, right? It'd be like completely unrelated. It'd be like, here's what it was. I remember talking about it. It's like, you know how like in Japanese rooms they measure tatami by shaku, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, one tatami is 5.2 shaku, and then in this house they describe the doorway as 6 shaku tall, and Yasuke was said to be 6.2 shaku, and I'm like, then why are you talking about the door? If you know the conversion of shaku to centimeters, just say he was 180 centimeters. Like
I don't 180 centimeters.
like all this extra shit talking about shaku makes no fucking sense because it's completely irrelevant. Like that's the kind of shit I'm talking about.
This is my point. There were no books about this guy called Yasuke, and bro was like, "Oh my god, wait a minute, Black Samurai, a book about a black samurai, that's a hit, that's a seller."
And
People are gonna
apparently
eat
it
this
has
up.
been because like his books are still on sale, even
Of
after
course.
he's been removed from the university.
Yeah.
So like they don't care.
It doesn't matter.
But
No one cares. It's a hit. But the problem is, he doesn't have enough words to fill the book. So
no,
he's
of course
he's
not.
just vamping. He's just vamping the entire time. Sorry, continue. I cut you off. You were saying.
So like the thing that like a lot of people are like debating is like, wasn't he a samurai? I think like ultimately at the end of the day, it doesn't really fucking matter because at the end of the day, he worked for Oda Nobunaga, and like to me, as someone who studied history, right? Whether he had or didn't have the title of samurai is irrelevant, just based off of the fact that he was that close to Oda Nobunaga. Like if he was a retainer, if he wasn't, like he was respected enough to where he was in that position instead of a Japanese person. And to me, that signals like whether Oda Nobunaga was like, oh, a black guy, like that's weird. So like I'm gonna use it as like clout, right? Like back at that time, if you're the only black dude in Japan, and he's like, yo, come and work for me because it'll make me look cool. I mean,
sure,
right? Like at
why
that
not?
point, it doesn't matter. Like to me, it seems like more. He's like, well, this is better than living with the Jesuits, and Nobunaga's like, you make me look cool. This is kind of a weird symbiotic relationship, so it works for both of us.
Yeah, this is cool. Like, I go into a meeting. You're like a fucking showstopper. Everyone's like, oh my god, where did you find this guy? That's so cool.
Right.
Blah blah blah. Like, what? Who cares?
And
like,
another thing too is like, even if he was like his like bodyguard or something, right? Like at that time, if you're like someone who's like going to like assassinate Nobunaga, right? And he always has this like 6'3" giant black dude that you like. I'm thinking this as like a person who's living in Japan at that time. I have never seen anyone who looks like this. I have no idea about them, and they're just fucking massive. I'd be like, no, fuck no. Like I don't know what he can do.
Fuck that. Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that shit. Right?
No, fuck that. I assume it's the same with like people living in Africa, like somewhere like in deep sub-Saharan Africa, who've never
Right.
seen white people before.
Yeah.
And then white
white
people
people show
suddenly
up and
like,
they're like, what the
bro,
fuck?
what the fuck? Who's done that? Like, no, I get it. You'd freak the fuck out. And I think the exact same thing is true. Like, if I'm Edo period Japanese guy and a black dude comes for boat and he's like, hey, I'm like a black guy in Japan. And I was like, yo, come work for me. That's crazy. That's insane. Why would you not? Like,
Yeah.
it makes sense. Like, as
especially
someone,
if you've been
especially
brought
during
over
that
by
time.
the Jesuit slave trade. Like, you'd be
Bro,
like, that sounds great.
fuck
Like, this
me,
sounds
dude.
like an improvement to me.
What would you prefer? Jesuit slave trade, or we can like fucking rock together in Japan and like do like
Yeah.
Edo period war shit? I'm like, yeah, dude, Edo period war shit. Let's fucking go. Fuck, dude, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I also like there is another like facet of this story, like, and I don't want to talk about it too much because like I think there's a lot of people who are just like really hyper focused on the like race of Yasuke, but there is kind of things that I kind of have to like agree with them begrudgingly on, to where like in all the other Assassin's Creed games, right? The race of the main character logically made sense in some cases. Like the one that took place in Egypt, you're an Egyptian guy. The one that took place in Italy, you're an Italian. In London, you're a white.
Makes sense.
In the one in the Caribbean, I'm like, okay, it's about like the Dutch East India Trading Company, like they were there at the time. That makes sense, right? But then you have the one set in Japan, and it's like the one black guy in Japan, and you're like,
yeah,
like
couldn't have been Nobunaga.
Yeah, like so like I understand, because like even in video games writ large, there's not that many male Asian protagonists. Like I can think of maybe two.
Yeah.
There's Jin from Ghost of Tsushima, which takes place in Japan. He's Japanese,
Great
so that
game.
makes sense. And then there's like Wei Shen from Sleeping Dogs, and that game
That's
is like
old. Sleeping Dogs. The game's really old. Oh, there's
but
also
outside of that,
there's a bunch of indie games that definitely have Asian main characters.
Sure, I'm talking like big, like triple A.
Big AAA
spent
platinum.
money on this, done a shitload of advertising, right? So,
oh my god, wait, you're right, yeah.
like I can tell you a lot of black characters who are the main character in games. There's plenty, but like this guy, again, it's irrelevant. It doesn't really matter. I think too that there's like also a little bit of optics around it, to where like you've picked the black guy as your main character in Japan, and evidently you're just gonna have him going around Japan killing Japanese people.
Yeah.
To where
basically.
the optics of that maybe doesn't look great when the battle theme that plays while you're killing Japanese people is like Japanized hip hop. Like it's racist twice. It's racist in that you have a minority killing another minority in a country where you're the only person of that race, and two, you've also said Yasuke's black, so he'd listen to hip hop, so we're gonna use that as the music, right? It's just like
I didn't know about the Japanized hip hop element of this, dude.
Yeah,
what the fuck? No fucking
you're
way.
just like,
no fucking way.
Yeah, it just looks bad from all angles, right? Like I
For
think
me, yeah.
you could have
For
avoided
me personally,
that.
I'm like, no, you could avoid that. For me personally, I'm like, when it comes to the whole, we're gonna make Yasuke the main character of this Assassin's Creed game, I'm like, go for it. I don't care. Don't give a shit. Have I played Assassin's Creed in my life before? Yes. Would I buy this new game? No. Was I gonna buy it before? No. Am I gonna buy it now? No. Why? Because I don't care. I don't play the series. I don't give a shit. But I get it. People play it, cool. Feel the ways you want to feel. That's perfectly okay. Do I care if the main character was Nobunaga? No.
No.
Do I care if it's Yasuke?
Not really. No.
I could not give a shit. Play the game or not. Shut the fuck up. But then, if you've chosen to make your main character Yasuke, fair enough. Have a good time. Make it Yasuke. Go balls deep with it. But you gotta make fucking sure that your optics around that are at least, because you know what you're stepping into.
Right.
You know what you're stepping into. Like, be you thinking about racism or not, you've entered a world where someone is going to be thinking about this in a sort of, is this racist way?
Because
so, like,
you've made the conscientious choice of picking the only like literally by actual accounts the only black person in Japan at the time.
Yep. you have stepped into the realm of racism, and I, as a black person, welcome you into this realm. It's where I live and breathe. It's where I exist. It's what I deal with on a daily basis. So I'm telling you, to enter this realm, go for it. Do it lightly. But if you're going to do it, there's no, there's no fucking way you can then go Japanese rap music as he kills people. Fuck yeah. I watched 3 episodes of
Right.
Samurai Champloo. Fuck yeah, dude. Let's do that. That is the worst choice you could have made.
I mean, if they had picked Najube's to play the music, I would have been like, okay, maybe, all right. This music's all right.
Yeah. That'd have been cool.
Yeah.
That'd have been sick.
Yeah, it's a weird choice, right? Like, you maybe it would be more safe to have picked a Japanese character, right? And obviously in this game too, like, it's not to say that like there's not another character you can play as, because you can play as the female ninja. She's like the other main characters, Yasuke and her, right? But I feel like for the most part, people were kind of like expecting you to have a Ghost of Tsushima type like main character who is a Japanese guy, because logically the setting would dictate that makes the most sense. But if
they're gonna give you like a secondary main character, like when I first saw this game and they were like, oh my god, it's gonna be Yasuke, and I was like, that's pretty cool. And they were like, oh, but there's also a Japanese secondary character. I was like, oh, it's probably gonna be Nobunaga, because that makes sense. Yasuke and Nobunaga. Is that the guy?
Yeah. So
that's what I was.
It's weird. So the female character in this game, the ninja, her name is Naoe. She's also like a fictionally bent character too, because she's the son, or in reality, it's an actual person, is the son of another daimyo, but they've switched the gender in the game. So like, I think on the one hand, if people actually knew that, they would probably also be up in arms, because there's weird like culture war weirdos who are like, that was a man, oh, you can't do that. But they don't know enough
during history.
But they don't know enough about Japanese history to actually know that that's what's happened, because they're
Wait
dumb.
a minute. This is why they picked. I'm getting into the mind of the developers. What they've done is actually genius. I'm on their side. What they did was they were like, we want a gender bender character, and everyone's like, sounds sick. Let's do that. Sounds really, really cool, and also very 2024. This is a good idea. And they went, wait a minute, but the crazies are going to be crazy about this, and as soon as they work out what we've done here, they're gonna come for us. Fuck, what do we do? We need a smoke screen. And someone went, don't worry.
Yeah, like,
I know the biggest smoke screen. I know the biggest smoke screen ever, dude. And he's fucking 6.2 fucking face big or whatever.
6.2 Shaku. The
Shaku
2-time
smoke screen, dude. The 2-time state champion of Japan.
Hey, there's paintings of him sumo wrestling, dudes.
Dude, of course, yeah, dude. Fucking guy was out here living his best life in Japan, dude.
The first
Someone
black
call him the first AOT. Dude.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Lord
it's
have
just
mercy.
like the whole situation around it is like just really weird. But I think honestly, okay, the reason why I think most people are kind of like the most annoyed about this is because Ubisoft, the company, keeps saying the historical samurai, the historical this, the historical this. It's fucking fiction. Do not present it as historical. Yes, it is in a historical period, but quit saying it's historical. It's not historical. It's fiction. And I think a lot of people realize that, but they keep saying it's historical, and it's not.
But no one's playing Assassin's Creed like, oh yes, oh my history lessons.
Right.
Yes, I can fucking study the, so like there's no point them trying to rag on this whole like, oh, it's a historical person. It's okay. Just say something like, oh, it's a guy plucked out of history and put in this fantasy world and
I mean,
whatever. I don't know, dude. Like
previous Assassin's
better.
Creed games, you have like fucking Assassin's Creed 2 has Leonardo da Vinci making fucking shit for the main character, like their fucking arm blade, right? Like, yes, Leonardo da Vinci was a real person, like that is undisputable fact, but he was not working with an assassin in the fucking Victorian era to go murder people, right? Like,
whoa,
it's historical fiction. There is part of history in it, but I feel like previously the main character was never a historical figure. Historical figures showed up
Mm,
and they're
mm,
fictionalized. And at
mm.
that point you're kind of like, okay, I can like kind of suspend my disbelief because those characters show up
Yeah,
for like 20 minutes max and then you never see
and
them
they're gone.
again.
Yeah,
But this is the
they
first
could
time
have
where
done.
you're playing as a historical character the entire way through.
They really fucking they really stepped in it this time, didn't they? The entire thing just could have been avoided. They could have just been like, okay, just make it a Japanese character, fuck it, and then like we want to put Yasuke in it, cool. We'll like just put him in it in the
Right.
game later on
And
down the line or something.
it's weird too because people always bring it up like, oh, well, I don't like you guys didn't have a problem with Neo 1 and Neo 2 where the main character is white. I'm like, okay, well, first off, Neo 2, you made your own character. So already that argument's kind of kiboshed. But Neo
Yeah, so
1
kind of
with William, I think his name wasn't William Wallace, but his name was like William Turner or something. He was a real person. No,
yeah.
William Turner is the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Uh,
Go ahead.
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, no, it's like also like more importantly, like when it comes to Neo 1 and Neo 2, this is a super important thing. We really got to focus on this, okay? It's not historically accurate, and they don't claim it to be.
No,
You're fighting
0%.
You're fighting demons,
in
my
Neo
boy.
1, in the first 10 minutes, you like talk to like what's her name, like she's got the fucking like weirdly spelled Irish name. It's Leon. She's like a fucking pink fairy.
Yep.
You talk to a pink fairy and you fight a fucking wizard in the first like 10 minutes of that game. If you're coming at this argument from like, well, there was a fictional guy from Neo and he was in Japan too, and it's like at minute 10, if you don't realize that 100% this is fiction, you're fucking stupid. Sorry,
dude. I mean, my first playthrough of Neo 2, I started the game like, oh, can't wait to dive into some history, and then a ghoul popped out of the trees, and I was like,
then a magical baboon shaman attacked me,
bro. I got hit by the baboon shaman. There's a goat walking in circles, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, it took me ages to kill that fucking baboon, dude.
Right.
Holy fucking shit. But I'm very glad I played. Side tangent. I'm very glad I played Neo 2 before I played Elden Ring because it got me in the realm of like understanding how to play like Souls-like games. Dude, they're fucking hard. Those games don't there's no mercy. I remember being stuck on the first boss for like 5 hours. Not the first boss, sorry. The first big enemy that you face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ages. It's like 5-6 hours, and I'm like,
is fucking just right off the hop. It is relentless. It's like, okay, you're gonna learn these mechanics, or fuck you, you're not playing.
No, yeah. Because I was like, oh, I could probably brute force my way through like the first mission or so, and they were like, no. You are going to learn these. You cannot cheat this game. You cannot run away. You are going to learn these mechanics, or you're not playing the game. Give it back. Refund it. And they weren't fucking around, dude. That baboon assaulted me, dude. It was horrible. Great game. Fucking would recommend. Amazing game, honestly. But yeah,
I mean realistically, that's all I really have to say about Yasuke. Like he's an interesting historical figure on his own right. I don't feel like he needed this like fantasizing up. Like I think if you had played it even more straight, it would have been more interesting. But
I agree. I would have rather had like it being you can play with Nobunaga or you can play like Yasuke, like they're doing like currently with the whole play the second ninja character or the first character.
Yeah, like just make an original like you could have literally there's so many characters from that period that are interesting. Like
so much you could have done.
You are setting a game in Sengoku, Japan, and you're a fucking assassin, and you didn't pick like Hattori Hanzo. Or
yes,
fucking anyone from the Iga Ninja clan. Like you had so many fucking options. You said nah. But again, like it should not be. It should not be as big of an issue as it is. The thing that annoys me the most is when people are being like disingenuous about what the actual like history is, and the reality of the fact is that like. We don't actually really know, and anyone saying that they do know is fucking lying.
Is lying. Yeah, no one knows.
Simple as that.
Things weren't written down. We have no idea.
We don't know.
I don't like it. I don't like giving racist people one more thing to like hit the community with, which gets on my nerves. For me personally, that was like the one that was really annoying me. Just like as soon as I saw it's gonna be a black character, I was like, "Fuck me, dude! You couldn't give us like you can give us one thing. You're gonna go put another target on us because now it's just gonna be more people being like, "Ah, once again, black people are here, blackwashing or whatever." And it's like, what do
Right.
you mean? We didn't even. We're just vibing in the background. We had no say in this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
leave us way out of this. But like, it's just one more thing to like people like, oh, it's the liberal agenda. It's like, it's not. It's just bad game design. Like,
Yep.
leave me alone. Like,
I
there's
think
no agenda.
I think it's literally that like photo of like Yasuke's on the one side and that dude's
Yeah.
head's on the other side, and he goes, "Wow, cool character," and like all the other stuff is just going over his head that he's not thinking about. It's like I
Yeah.
have to think that that
Yeah.
was
Literally.
actually the
Yeah.
thought process of like, "Wow, cool
No. Yeah.
character," and then
Yeah.
that was
That was
it.
it. Yeah.
They didn't think about
I
anything surrounding
no,
it.
no, literally none. They just googled like famous people in period. They were like, oh, this guy's black. That's pretty sick.
Right.
And at no point did anyone go, wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. Let's take a second to think about the.
What are the repercussions of this gonna be if we decide to do that?
Nah. Look, he's fucking. I hate thinking about the repercussion for my actions, dude. Fuck
Yeah.
that. But anyway, I'm never gonna play the game. If you guys do play the game, let me know how it is in the Discord. I'm very curious
I
about
mean,
if
like,
you guys.
the game's probably
enjoyed
gonna
it.
play perfectly fine. Like, there's not
Yeah.
like people are making such a stink about it, but I think like in reality, the game itself is probably gonna be okay. Like those games have
Yeah.
always been okay. So
It's probably gonna be a fun game. I bet people are gonna whine about it, but people are still gonna play it as always.
oh god,
Like
yeah,
as fucking
Yes.
always, dude. Like every fucking time you have whiners whining about the games, and then like you check on them like a month down the line, and they're like,
I put 40 hours into
actually
this
pretty
game.
good game.
Yeah,
Yeah, I only did it for research. I put 120 hours in this game just to solidify my racism, and I'm like, bro, you fuck me, dude. You have like 3 concubines. What were you doing in this game? It's not even a feature.
right.
It's not even a feature, Mike. How did you get that? What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's
I hate it
it's
like
weird.
that.
Like it's kind
Yeah.
for me the weirdest thing is like this like cross section of like both of my interests of Japanese history and games kind of like colliding in the weirdest fucking way possible.
In the fucking strangest way possible, dude.
Yeah. So
It's not bad.
I was just, thanks Julio for that derailment of 30 minutes talking about
Fuck
Yasuke.
me. Yeah, thanks. It was a good.
How
though.
was your
Oh,
week?
I was gonna.
What'd you do?
Fuck, you know, you're right. That was what I asked you. Jesus Christ. Not bad. Oh, yesterday I went to the Artley event. Okay.
Oh, you actually went.
Um,
Okay.
I actually went. I got myself up and I decided I'm gonna go to the Artley event. So the plan was go to the Artley event because I've not been in a long time. So I wanted to see like what the vibe was like, who's gonna be there. Sean was talking about also wanting to eventually go to the Artley event in like the future, but he doesn't know who's there and if it'll be worth his time going or not because, you know, I'm going there now because I want to get some new artwork for my apartment that I'm moving into. So I'm looking at like what's available, what's going to be there, what I can buy, how much it's going to be, blah, blah, blah. And then Sean wants to go to kind of just make connections, you know, meet people, do Meishi Koka and like hang out and whatever. So I went yesterday just to like sort of check the vibe, see who was there. Got to meet some friends I've not met in a while, which is really nice. It's always good to meet people I've not seen in a bit. And then after the event, me and Sean decided, you know what? I'll meet you at your station. Let's go skateboarding. Meet in the park, forgive me. We'll grab some bevies. We'll do a little skateboarding, you know? We get to the park, the ground is moist, okay? The ground is wet. The normal area that you normally skateboard is not flooded, but it's basically flooded.
Yep.
So we're like, fuck, what do we do? There's a separate area next to that area, little cobblestone-ish area where you can practice like board balancing. You can practice like like cuts and stuff, like basic standy skateboarding
Sure.
maneuvers. Can't do much riding, but you can do a little like steady practice.
Mhm.
Perfectly okay. We get to that bit instead. Little sign, and the sign reads like, the police often do routes. They often loop around here, So be wary of that. The sign goes on. It's a little skateboarding dude.
Yeah.
There's no skateboarding allowed.
There's no,
just a little
I can't.
yeah, there's no
None
circle with a
of this.
line through it.
None of this.
Yeah, none of that. None of that.
or whatever.
None of
Like,
that.
try and contort my fingers. Yeah.
Thank you. So none of that. So we're like, cool, skateboarding, a-okay. Let's read the sign, see what it says. The sign reads, hey guys, you can skateboard here, but please be quiet. Very important. There's a bench. Do not grind on the bench, be it with the skateboard or with your body. Do
Sure.
not grind on the bench. There are grinding things in the other place. Please use those. Please be quiet. Blah, blah, blah. So me and Sean are like, oh, easy. Easy. We don't plan to do any grinding, nor can we do any grinding. So perfect location.
Right, exactly. Couldn't do it if I
Excellent.
wanted to.
If you put money on it, you would lose because I don't even know how to jump on a skateboard yet. I can jump on a skateboard, but the skateboard it does not move. It stays exactly where it's meant to be. Only I'm going up and down, dude. It's abysmal. It's bad, you know. So we're doing that. We're hanging out. We're talking. It gets late because me and Sean always hang out till pretty late. It's like 1:30 in the morning now, and we're like, yo, it's getting pretty late. We should kind of call it a day. And at this stage, we're just like standing on the boards talking. There's like a plastic bag of like empty cans in it. We've been drinking, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The police show up.
Great. All right.
David,
I like where this is going.
I hate, I hate the Japanese, but I fucking hate these cunts. I can't fucking stand them. Oh, like, I fucking. This is it. So they roll up. They're on their like fucking stupid fucking bikes, and they roll up. And as they ride past us, they look over and they look back, and they stop and they look over. They're staring at us, and I'm like, yeah, like, konbanwa. And they're like, oh, konbanwa. And they get off their bikes, and I'm like, fuck, dude, stay on your
You've
fucking
engaged.
bike.
You've engaged
I've
now. You should
engaged.
just not said anything.
David, I'm really good at quick time events.
Yeah.
If they got me, dude, I was like, fuck. They come over. One guy's chill. There's always a really chill one. The chill guy's kind of young. He gets off his fucking bike and he's like, what's up, guys? We're like, oh, just vibing, just chilling. And he's like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, thanks, man. He's like, oh, you skateboarding here? We're like, yeah, the sign says it's okay. And he goes, oh, okay, cool. He looks at the sign and he goes, oh, yeah, that's what the sign says. That guy's about to go back to his bike. He's like, yep, that's what the sign says. Sign literally says, go for it. Just don't grind. Cool. He's going back to his bike. Other police guy's like, nah, man. Nah, man. I got my Wellington boots on. I got my hat at the ready. I'm sunscreened out. I'm about to go fishing. Y'all ready for this? I'm about to fucking fish. Bro starts fishing like I've never seen anyone fish in my entire fucking life. He's like, oh, so you guys are just like riding up and down, grinding on the bench, just like riding up. And we're like, no, we're just standing on the boards and talking. And he's like, oh yeah, like, and then you're like grinding and stuff. And we're like, no, we can't grind. We don't know how to. We're just like standing on the boards. And he goes, oh yeah, yeah. We're like, yeah. And he's like, oh, okay. He's got his fucking flashlight. He's like looking around. He's like, he sees the beer and he's like, oh yes, you guys like students? You like do gakse? You guys like international students here? And we're like, I go, brother, I'm 31. He's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, I think I'm older than you. I'm 31. I was like, how old are you? And he's like, so you're not students? Are you a student? And Sean's like, what? Why would a 31-year-old be hanging out with a student? What the fuck? What are you trying to happen? He goes, oh, yeah. Like every time he's like, hi, so, hi. Every fucking time. Hate this guy. Hate this fucking guy. He's trying to catch us on things. And then he goes, so you guys live around here? And I'm like, this guy's trying to fuck me now. Oh my God. This man he is relentless. Like, so you guys live around here? And we're like, yeah, I live down the road. And he goes, oh, so, how did you get here this evening? On your bike? And I go, I just walked. And he goes, oh, you walked all the way? All the way? Isn't it far? Did you skateboard here? Did you skateboard on the street to get here? And we're like, no. Sir, were you not listening? We're not good at skateboarding. We explained it to your boy. What's wrong with you?
Right.
We don't know how to do these things. Like, what is wrong with you?
It'd be at this point where I'd just be like,
I'm
are you accusing me of a crime?
Right?
Yes or no?
Bro,
if no,
yes or
fuck off.
No. Fuck off. Actually fuck off. Dude, this isn't even the end. He kept fishing. He just kept fucking launching that fucking reel constantly. He's like, did you fucking skateboard here? We're like, no. And he's like, because you can't do that. And I'm like, yeah, that's why we didn't. And he's still not done. He's like,
why not?
Oh.
It's not illegal to skateboard.
It is not illegal to skateboard. You can do it, but he's being a cunt. He's looking for anything to basically hit us on. Any fucking thing. And the last thing he does, he's like, oh, so you guys have other friends coming here? And I'm like, what? It is 1 1:30 something in the morning. It is 1:30 something in the fucking morning, and this man is like, so you have like, oh, so そろそろなんか新しい友達来るね. Bro, his question pissed me off because for those who understand, his question wasn't like, so do you have other friends coming in a bit? It was like,
Right.
so you have other friends coming, right? Other friends will be here soon, right? And we're like,
as though you're like starting a fucking gang meeting.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like that's
As though we're
that's 100% the implication,
fuck.
right? Like, oh, more
yeah.
foreigners are coming to cause trouble,
Yep.
right? It's like, dude,
Yep.
fuck off.
Actually,
But like,
fuck you.
At that point,
Fucking cunt.
I just be like, this is starting to sound kind of racist.
Bro,
Like,
no, racist as fuck. Racist as fuck, my guy. Honestly, like if we were like just some Japanese guys in the park skateboarding, they'd be like,
yeah, they wouldn't give
hey,
a fuck.
they wouldn't give a fuck. They'd ride straight past, or they'd be like, hey, fucking stop it, and they'll just keep going, or they'd ride the other way. Like I've run through that park at nighttime. Okay, I run through that park at nighttime all the fucking time, especially in the wintertime. And the area that we were in, that's like, hey, no grinding, don't do ollies at night or whatever. I run through that area at the same time police have cycled through that area, and there are skateboarders like just fucking littered in that area of the park. You can hear them like hopping on their skateboards and doing tricks from like 3 miles down the road because it echoes through the park basically. Police rode past these people in that tiny skateboarding area doing like tricks and stuff and said nothing. Said nothing. I've seen them numerous times just cycle past and they do nothing. The second you're a foreigner in this park, or anywhere to be fair, doing something, they're like, nope. We gotta arrest them about something, dude. Must be crime. They must be criming. Foreigners gathering in a park at nighttime. I mean, fair enough. Anyone gathering in a park at 2 a.m. is pretty fucking suspicious. Fair enough.
But...
Fair enough. I give you that much. But at the same time, it's Japan. I can do what the fuck I want. Leave me alone. But yeah, they were just like, bro, no, you can't do it. Fucking gonna ask you 1,000 questions. And the other guy, the first guy, was on his bike. He's just like looking back, like, what are we doing? Like, can we go?
Right.
It's hot as, it's humid as fuck. Other guy just like, I want to go back to the Corbin where it's fucking cooled. Can we go? Or like, Jesus fucking, dude, absolute cunts. And then like, you can kind of see, they're like circle away, and then you can see them like, kind of like peeking, circling back a little bit to see what we're doing for the next like 5-10 minutes. And I was like, oh, these guys fucking suck, dude. Fucking hate Japanese police. They're so bored. There's so much crime happening in Japan, and they want no part of it. They just don't want to do their fucking jobs. I can't fucking stand them.
It's not that they don't want to do their fucking jobs. They just want to do the easiest slam dunk thing that they can because then it looks good on their record or resume or
their record
whatever,
over,
right? Like they don't actually care about what crime it is. If I can solve it in 5 minutes, put someone in the fucking Koban overnight and be like, oh, I caught this degenerate doing just doing what, like the most milk toast, like not even bullshit, a crime type of thing. Like I suspected he was selling crack cocaine to children, right? Like, and it's like you're just in the park, just minding your own fucking business, right?
I'm just like eating my fucking Tamago Sando from 7-Eleven. They just shoot this man. I thought he was gonna let it rip a bit too hard with a reverse Beyblade, and that's illegal in these parts of Japan. Shoot him in the face, you know. But I don't know. I think because I'm black, I live in the UK, so like I'm used to police like approaching me and asking me like, hey, can you turn out all your pockets so I can see what you have inside your pockets? Me being like, the fuck, what? Okay, yeah, sure, but could you also fuck off, mate? Like certain things as like a black person in the UK or black person in America as well, there's certain things you can't do, you know, because racial implications. I can't be to a police guy like, no, fuck you, because they're gonna be like, well, we're gonna police brutality you real quick, you know. And of course, it happens to like all races, all walks of life, especially if you're like a poor person from these backgrounds. But when I'm in Japan, I have the same mentality around police where I'm just like, let's just get this interaction like dealt with as soon as possible, so I can like stop interacting with these people. Because like the longer you interact with police officers, the higher a chance they're gonna do some fucked up shit towards you, especially in Japan, where they can hold you in like Japanese prison for like fucking
a day or whatever, 24 hours, 48 hours,
no,
whatever.
Dude, it's like 90 days with no charges.
I think that's only under suspicion of an actual crime, though. Like, I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that like Johnny Tanaka at the Koban is gonna hold you for 90 days for like the most, Like,
mundane shit.
I caught him in the park where it says skateboarding's okay for skateboarding. Like, if the man takes you to the Koban and puts you there for 90 days for that crime, like,
hilarious.
To me, that feels like, okay, now I'm going to sue the police department and win.
Now we go into international
because
court,
I have the other copper as a witness. I have Sean as a witness, right? So it's at that point
you're done. It's a wrap, yeah, legitimately. Because I saw them. I don't know what it is. I think it's the time of year where police are trying to like rank up their numbers or something. I don't know what it is. A couple times a year, I've explained this before. A couple times a year, there's like a weird like opening between. You can cut through my station basically inside. There's a little sign saying like, "Do not ride your bike through here, otherwise you're gonna get charged like $300." And there's never police guys there stationed ever. There's never anyone there until there suddenly is. Randomly, like 2 or 3 times a year, there's just police guys standing there waiting for people to ride through the thing, and then they go, whoa, 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 whoa. Spot fine, that's someone, please, and you have to pay them like someone there and then. It's bullshit. Happens out of nowhere, and I think something's happening now where the police are like, okay, we gotta like rank these numbers up. It's almost bonus season or whatever. I don't know what it is, but I was watching this video on TikTok with this white dude living in Japan. This boy actually fucked up though. It was really funny. This boy's living in Japan and he's riding his bike from station to home or something like that. And he's getting home and police are like, "Hey, white boy, off that bike immediately because there have been bike thefts in the area, and we want to do a bunch of stops and talkies and checks and shit towards you, and there's nothing you can do about it,
Right.
And in that situation, David, what do? You're riding home, police come up to you, they're like, get off the bike, we want to check your registration and shit. What do you do? What do you do, David?
To check your bike registration?
Yeah, they're like, give us your Zangyo card. We're gonna scan your bike and make sure it's not stolen and shit. Like,
well,
what,
first
what
I'd be like, I don't own a bicycle, so if I'm riding one, it's definitely stolen.
It's definitely stolen. You're like, how did you know? It's like, so you're riding a pink tricycle?
Yeah.
We just fucking.
You know what? That is actually one of the reasons why I don't ride my bicycle.
No, I get it. Yeah, it's so annoying.
No. Because my bicycle is actually registered under someone else's name.
You stole it, David.
I didn't steal it. I didn't steal it. I was given it for free. There's a difference. No, my friend Patrick, when I first moved here, he lived one station away from me. This is also weird because we work for the same company. Okay. A guy that I worked with who was in the same coup lived one station away from me, and what the fuck was that? And
lightning, thunder,
shit.
I know.
And he lived in the same city as me.
Holy shit! No fucking way.
He's like, "Oh, I'm from Edmonton." I'm like, "What the fuck? Me too." I'm like, "That's weird."
What the fuck?
And he's like, "Yeah, I used to live at this place." I'm like, "Oh shit! What the fuck?"
No fucking way, dude. What are the fuck? What are the chances of
when
that?
he moved back home, like when I went home for the first time, like he had moved home before me. When I came to visit, and I came to visit him in the city. And when I went to his house, he brought his kotatsu from Japan home, and I'm like, how much did that cost to ship here? He's like, it's the only thing I shipped from Japan here. The only fucking thing. I got rid of everything else except for that kotatsu. And I'm like, I get it. Canada's cold. I understand.
No, I get it. If I would ever to go back and live in the UK, that's the only thing I would ship. I would ship a kotatsu from my house in Japan back to the UK. Yep. It's fucking beautiful. It's perfect, dude.
But so when he moved, he's like, well, I don't need this bike. Like, I'll give it to you for $20. And I'm like, cool, awesome. He gave me the keys, gave me all the registry information. I have no idea where that registry information went.
Dude, find that information.
I 100% still have it somewhere. I don't know where the fuck it went because I don't throw away that kind of stuff. But
exactly.
This is a pain in the fucking ass to go get it re-registered. I don't fucking do that. So I just don't ride it.
You gotta go all the way to the station. You gotta go all the way to the call ban, talk to them, get it re-registered there. It's a piss take.
Well, and that's the annoying thing too, because like the second I take it to the Koban and it's under someone else's name, immediately they go, "Oh, it's stolen."
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Right? Because like, no, I just want to change it to my thing, and they're like, "Well, where's your friend? Where's blah blah blah?" Right? Like,
yep.
Even with the paperwork, they're still like, "Nah, that was like in the tube under the seat or something."
Like, oh, we got a mask a bike thief here. He also broke into the house and
Right,
stole
yeah.
this guy's
Would the
registration and
bike be
keys.
a pain
Cool.
to get
Oh,
rid
this
of?
guy's genius.
I honestly don't know.
You have to. Oh, you can. One, abandon the bike if it's registered in someone else's name.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Who the fuck
And
cares?
then someone will pick it up
Two.
eventually.
Yep. 100%. Or you have to call. Your local area will have like disposal. Like it's like big disposal companies to dispose like TVs and like.
Sodaigomi.
Yeah, sorry, Soldaigomi. Yeah, thank you. You can do that basically, and they'll come over and for like a nominal fee, they'll dispose of your gomi. I have a couple things I have to dispose of before I move house, so like I'm gonna be on the phone to them a lot over the next few days, being like, hey, could you come get all my shit? Could you come collect half my house and throw it away?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because like I was telling you
It's so
before, with the Sodaigomi stuff, like I had hired them to get rid of my busted old sofa.
Yes.
And they I thought like they're gonna pick it up and put it in a truck and like take it to like the landfill or whatever.
Yeah.
They just show up with like an industrial style like compactor garbage truck, and they just threw the entire like I watched them wood chipper the entire thing. Like metal frame
dude.
and everything. I thought I'm like there's no way they're gonna like be able to take the metal frame.
Jesus.
They just fed it right in that fucking machine. It just bent the shit out of it.
Yo, what the fuck?
I was like, oh,
dude, that's so cool.
So yeah, they'll just like dispose of it on the street right in front of your house.
This is where your money's going. Is keep those blades in pristine condition, my dude. Like, let's go. Exactly. It's fucking sick. Oh, let me finish what I was saying before. Oh, really quickly. The TikTok I saw was really funny. This guy basically was stopped on the street and asked like, hey, can we see your bike registration? Can we see your ID card? Can we like make sure your bike is stolen?
Yeah.
And any other person would be like, yeah, scan the code on the bike. Here's my ID card so you can see that it's like the same card. Let's get this done so we can go. Why have you stopped me? And they're like, oh, there's like thefts in the area. And he goes, okay, cool, fair enough. Let's get this done so I can like basically move on with my life. This kid decides, because obviously being in Japan, when anything happens, 20 police will like swarm out of the ground like fucking cockroaches because they're bored.
Right. Yeah.
They have nothing to do. So like police just like swarm out of nowhere and they're like, I'm also here to help my colleague lift your very heavy Zaru card into his eyes. I'm here to help write down the number. I'm here to hold the bike back to like bullshit.
You are lagging something fierce. Well, I'm sure this will sound great in post when I put in what Jordan actually said when he doesn't disconnect, but for now, I guess it's just the me show. We'll get back to Jordan whenever he
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Am I lagging that badly?
You are lagging that badly.
Oh, can you hear me now? Good.
We can. I can hear you now.
There is a thunderstorm over my.
I assume that's probably what it was.
Yeah, it's tense. Fuck. So sorry, I was lagging. What I was saying was a bunch of police guys basically showed up to this guy and like held his bike down and basically stopped him from like going anywhere. Initially, it was 2 police guys, and suddenly there was like 5 or 6, and he decides, you know what I'm gonna do in this situation? Instead of being an adult and going, here's my Zaru card, let's get this done so I can go home. It's like 1 a.m. whatever. He goes, no, I'm gonna have a fit. I'm gonna have a little hissy fit over this. I'm gonna have a little bitch moment. That's what I'm gonna do. And he went, do you guys have anything better to do? You guys are fucking shit, and I hate you guys. Wah, 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 wah. And the police went, all right, let's go to the Koban. And they took him to the Koban, and they put him in a little fucking room, and they spoke to him about bike theft and stuff for like 3 hours. And he got home at like 4 or 5 a.m., and he was really mad about it. He went on TikTok, and he was like, I'm really, really mad about what happened, and the Japanese police are bad. And I'm like, no, I agree, they are bad, and what they did was fucked up. I completely agree. But also, don't act like a petulant child when the police are like, stop. It's bullshit.
Just get whatever you need to do with them fucking done, and just be done with it. Like
just be done with it.
Acquiesce to the request and then fuck off.
Yeah, literally. The amount of times I've been stopped and they're like, "Oh, we're stopping you because we've had reports of someone matching your description." And I'm like, I doubt that, dude. I'm the only guy with an afro here. I bet you. Listen, if you hear claims of someone in West Tokyo with an afro doing crimes, it's me. I'm the only cunt here with an afro. It's definitely me. Just arrest me. Stop wasting my time, basically. And he's like, oh yeah. But yeah, you just get it done, and then you just fucking bounce. Basically, there's no point like pussyfooting around with the police, because at the end of the day, they're gonna throw you into Japanese bumfuck prison for like 3 years, and you don't want that.
Nope.
Idiots. Ah, dude. There is a storm currently overhead. I think I'm gonna start lagging again.
Yeah, I assume that it's doing stuff to your Wi-Fi or something, because you've been cutting out a little bit, but you're recording like on the computer, so I'm not gonna lose any quality. I'm just gonna have to shuffle stuff around a little bit, but yeah,
we'll be okay. We'll be fine. Forgive me for the remote episode. During August, we might have a few more remote episodes just because I have to prepare stuff to move house.
Right.
And then I'm moving, I think, in September.
Okay. I was thinking,
this
may be weird,
I'm listening.
But like, so you've lived at that house since we've started this podcast.
I have.
It was where we started the podcast. I think that we should do some kind of a final episode there at the Kotatsu where it started.
Fuck yeah. Oh, dude, fuck yeah, that'd be sick. We should
just
definitely
like put it up on YouTube type thing.
Yeah, like a nice little video. That'd be good actually. We should like set up a video, set up the table, and just like do a YouTube video style episode just about like our favorite parts of the podcast from my house that I'm gonna leaving. I'm wondering if we should do it before I got the apartment or after I got the apartment.
Probably before would be better, but
we'll do it before then. That's fine. Okay, that sounds fun. Let's do that.
Yeah,
this is really good. We'll do it sometime in August, probably mid-August. I think would probably be best. That's when I can
burn it down. I'll have for old time's sake.
What?
Dan said, "Burn it down for old time's sake."
Oh, fuck off. My house did not burn down. The one below me did. It was insane. I don't think I've shared those images on Discord, have I? Of the house on fire.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna share them later. They're crazy. Oh yeah, the insurance claim has gone through. I'll post some of the images of the house just in fucking flames later. Like the aftermath is crazy. But yeah, I'll put them on Discord so you guys can see. It's something to see, honestly. But yeah, let's do that. That sounds good. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
August might be a little bit
weird.
In or out, depending on just because I'm moving. You know how busy moving is.
Yeah,
but after that,
Jordan's moving. I got a wedding in like a week where I'm not here as well because I'm in Hokkaido. Yeah. I'm also working weird hours. Like I haven't even finished the work that they've given me, and they've given me other work from the end of September or from the end of August to all the way to halfway through September. So like I'm back to working. It's like on and off. Like who knows when it is. So. Yeah, we'll have to play it by ear from now. Yeah,
it'll be a little weird, but the second I move in from mid-September, it'll be fine again, perfectly okay. In IRO episodes will continue, perfect, no worries. But then for a little bit, it might be a little bit shaky. Also, we have adventures coming up. We have Jordan moves house, fantastic. We have Jordan builds a PC, amazing. Jordan breaks his PC, that's gonna be a good one. We got a bunch of fun shit coming up. I'm thinking also, after I eventually finish building my PC, I think we should do like streaming together, so it'll be fun.
Yes.
Because I want to start streaming a little bit on Twitch.
I think that'd be good.
I'm thinking of 100% grab some games and streaming. Nothing to do with the podcast, just streaming would be fun together. Yeah. That's my plan. I'm very excited for it. I'm so excited to like get out of this house. Oh, my spare room. So I'm moving to a 3-bedroom house. Very affordable, very good. I will not dox myself. I will not say where it is, and I'm gonna hold that close to the chest as long as I can. 3-bedroom house. The extra room that I'm getting, the one that's like just for me, my room to do whatever I want in, is the same size as this room.
Okay.
It's like the spare room, and it's literally the same size as this massive fucking room, which I'm very happy about.
That's good. I actually just got floor to ceiling shelves for this room. So all the stuff that's on the floor, you know, in the corner, because you can't see on the thing, but all the stuff that's in the corner, that's going bye-bye. And then
let's go.
We're gonna have floor to ceiling shelves. So like that's gonna give me a lot more space. I'm gonna
to work with. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna actually move the TV from the living room in here, and we're gonna make this like a
game
that'd
be cool.
and computer room. So.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Maybe buy a couch and put that down, and then you can sit on the couch when we do stuff. Yeah.
You gonna buy a new TV for the living room?
We'll see how much a TV costs.
I know, right?
I don't know.
Your Mongol one. Something like that, yeah.
Things are going on
Yeah,
though. Things will change.
things are going on.
We'll see how
Honestly, a
it
lot of
goes.
things. Yeah, a lot of things going on. So forgive us if we have a little bit weird episodes in a few weeks, but we'll be back to normal in like a month. But episodes still coming out. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
We'll play it by ear. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you. I gotta shower. I feel like my room is
Very warm.
so hot.
Yeah.
The sun is literally there. Can you see it in my eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's literally there. Anyway, boys, gonna love you and leave you. I will see you soon. David, I'll see you very soon.
Yes.
Until then, stay healthy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I want some water.